I'll fix it. Hi, pussies. Wait, hold on.
Cool.
There we go. See, you can't see. Okay.
Yeah.
As long as you scoot over a little bit, I think we're good.
Okay.
All right. Hey, pussies. Welcome to the 15th episode video with me. I'm Positive Pussy. And I have a lovely guest here with me tonight.
Me.
This is Lizzie.
That's me.
She's my girlfriend. And I think it's perfect she's here finally for the last episode in Pride Month. Today we're going to talk about SF Pride, what we saw, how it went, how we felt, and how cool it was. Sorry. And we're going to be talking about coming out. So it's going to be a fun episode, version.
Both.
I keep saying episode, but I don't call them episodes. I call them videos, but whatever. But before all that, I gotta get all this stuff out of the way. If you want to stay up to date with my videos, subscribe to my YouTube, Positive Pussy. I shook the camera. I'm so sorry. Follow me on Twitter. It's @PositivePuss. And check out positivepussy.live for all the amazing links to the awesome resources I post. And I'm going to be referring to some of them in this episode, so whatever. Okay, so SF Pride. How was it? Did you enjoy it?
It was good.
I thought it was really fun.
Yeah.
We suck. Okay.
Didn't really talk about what we were going to talk about.
No. What did you see? Okay.
Saw a lot of naked people.
Yeah. The one thing that surprised me at first was when we walked up and, we waited in a long-ass line, which was fine.
Yeah, there was security.
And when we got inside, we went to this just area where there was just a shit ton of people crowded around, dancing.
It was like all of our drunk friends.
It was just like,
and then us.
Yeah. And when we were going through the crowd, we saw just like a naked man just chilling by the fence. Yeah.
It was kind of cool.
Dick out. And then after that, we saw a lot more. We were already desensitized to it.
I didn't even pay attention. You just were like, whoa. And then
I noticed it because I was like, not offended, but I was like, penis. Like, whoa. Did you see that dick? And then you were like, none of them are even hard or big. And I'm like, well, that would have been worse. I feel like I would be scared if a giant dick was like walking down, coming down.
Just coming at you.
What else? Oh, there was a booth for a funeral home in San Francisco.
Was?
Yeah, that's where you were writing down what you wanted to do before you die.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I have a picture I'm gonna show.
She wrote something funny.
I wrote
No, it wasn't funny.
It was funny.
Was it?
Yeah.
It was just.
Okay, you probably can't see it, but
eat ass.
This is me taking a picture with my thing. I wrote, move to San Fran and teach sex education.
The one above it says eat ass.
The one right above mine says eat ass.
But.
And then one of them says, fuck shit up and have fun. So that's good.
Make a difference.
Yeah.
Is that a tit?
I think that's a heart. It's a heart.
Sorry.
Anyway, I took lots of pictures and videos, so I'll be posting them on the website after this with all the resources. There's two resources for this one, but because it's mostly just us talking. Yeah. But what was I gonna say? We went to Leather Alley in there.
Yeah.
It was like a BDSM
really cool.
area, and it was closed off because I think you had to be a certain age to get in there.
Really?
Yeah,
I thought it was just a
I think you had to be
donation
18 to go in.
Oh.
But
I didn't know that.
We look 18, I think.
I hope so.
So we went in and you got shocked, right?
Yeah, that was cool.
And we met some people who were bigs and littles, and they had a camp thing.
There was a camp for littles. That was really cute.
That was cute.
Yeah.
And I'm actually doing, so I'll say this later, but I'm going to do a BDSM episode soon. I'll talk about what littles are and stuff. But what else did we see that was cool?
Were you going somewhere with that?
No.
Okay. Sorry.
No.
Okay.
What else did you see that was cool? Twitter had a float in the parade. Postmate.
There was sorry. There was a float for My genes and me, or
Oh,
where you figure
yeah.
out what your ancestry is, or
Yeah,
whatever.
a
And
gene testing.
there was a dancing, so
Yes.
and it was awesome. I took so many pictures of him. I should have taken a selfie with him. He was so funny.
Well, he was in the parade, so
he was dancing.
Yeah, he was
It
cool.
was really funny.
Lots of rainbow stuff being passed out.
Yeah, we got lots of stickers.
Yeah, we tried some soup, which was cool.
Why did we?
I don't know. There was
soup?
just a soup booth there. There was a lot of people in
booth.
support of just like the LGBT community, but
we ate vegan food.
Yeah,
that
there
was
just
awesome.
Tons of people on the street. It was wild. There was a lot of people, more than I expected. And I don't get to go to San Fran often because it's hours and hours away from where I live.
Also, side note, she had never been on the Golden Gate Bridge, and
not until now.
Wow,
I know.
I'm offended.
Yeah.
Anyways,
one day I'll
walk it with you.
Yeah, I'll be on
it.
But anyway. That was SF Pride. It was really fun, and I hope that everyone got to go to their local Pride event and experience the closeness of the community that is provided there for everybody. So I think
it's fun because it was I don't know, it was just so many different types of people.
Yeah, I saw lots of different dresses people were wearing tons of clothes to no clothes. People were dressed up to the nines.
And everyone was happy, and everyone was talking to each other.
Everyone
was
having
great.
a good time. Yeah.
People kept complimenting her.
Oh yeah, my shirt was. I'll post pictures of what I was wearing, but I had this rainbow crocheted top that my mom made me.
Yeah.
And it was really fun to wear that around, and everyone's like, "I like your top," and I was like, "My mom made it." I'm gonna have my mom on soon. Okay, so SF Pride was great. Oh, I was going to say, to segue into the next thing. So we're going to talk about coming out. And, I looked up some tips for coming out on the internet. And so I found a few. I found this website that was 11 tips. And I took some out and had to change one. But I wanted to segue with, so we were standing in line for Leather Alley, and there was the two guys in front of us.
Oh, yeah.
And they were asking us if we were going to get married. But they were married, but one of the guys was saying his dad doesn't talk to him anymore because he came out, and I thought that was so sad because it's just
but
what?
He was happy.
Yeah, but he was really happy.
Yeah.
And I think the reason is because he was being himself, and he didn't care if he was rejected by this person. Clearly that person doesn't deserve to be in his life, and he made a new life for himself in San Francisco, which was really cool.
Yeah.
So we wanted to give some coming out tips and talk about our own personal experiences for coming out. And so because we are, I guess, half lesbian, we both had to do
we
some.
Still count.
We still had to do some coming out to people. So the first tip was don't feel pressured. Everyone should come out in their own time, which is true. If you shouldn't feel like you have to come out. And let's say for a while, I didn't think I had to, and I didn't, and I still haven't to some people. So it is what it is. It's my journey, my thing to tell. But yeah.
I haven't told everyone.
Yeah. So come out on your own time. Don't feel pressured ever to come out. And also, I think along with that, don't ever force anyone to come out, and don't out anybody without their permission. But I feel like that's just most people are try to be cautious of that, but who knows? I don't know. Yeah. Don't label yourself if you don't want to.
That's true.
I talked about this a little bit in my sexuality video, but it's just you are who you are.
Yeah.
If you just want to come out as queer or questioning or whatever your Kinsey scale number is, you don't have to label it. You could just be who you are and just be
you could just post an Insta with Kinsey scale number.
And
so easy.
Yeah, so you don't, okay, this one was on there, but you don't have to choose between your faith and your sexuality. Having faith and being gay are not mutually exclusive, which is true.
It's true.
And there were, I mentioned this when I talked about the SAC
Pride Parade. Churches at the Pride Parade.
Yeah, I talked about churches at the Pride Parade, my local Pride Parade that I went to, and I I saw lots of churches there, and there was a lot of people in support that were from the religious community, so that was cool. And at the SF Pride Fair,
there was I don't even know, was it a church? I think it was like a church.
There was a religious booth there, so
anyways. But yeah, I don't know. I think the main thing that people have with religion is the fact that a lot of religious people have certain opinions or stigmas against like people who are not not homosexual, heterosexual, and monogamous.
Yeah, but, especially monogamous. Honestly, I feel like I couldn't, like, just being poly, like, it wouldn't be accepted.
The whole,
like, even if it was if I had just had two husbands or something, like, I'm married to both of them, but I guess if I was more,
I feel like most of the coming out that I did was about being poly instead of being, like, bi or, like, you know?
But, like,
I don't know.
For you, coming out as poly was also coming out as bisexual.
That's
because
true.
It's like, I'm polyamorous, I have a boyfriend and a girlfriend.
Yeah. But that wasn't, like, the part that people questioned, so it was, like, you know.
Yeah. Oh, well. Okay. So, faith and sexuality. If you want to be faith or religious, you can. You just have to find the right group.
Yeah.
There are tons of groups that will accept you. Just make sure you don't get sucked into ones that are trying to turn you.
Yeah. Just in general, like, having an environment that supports you. Because if you're in an environment that does not support you, but you need to, like, be your own person, you're not going to thrive. So, find your own community. I just lost my train of thought.
Anyway, so the next tip is read about how other people came out. So there is a website called areyoucomingout.com. It's like the letter R, the letter U, and then coming out spelled out.
Coming like COMING, not the other kind.
Yeah, I will post a link to it. But I think it's a British website, but it doesn't matter because British accent's better anyway. They have over 300 real life stories and interviews from celebrities about coming out, and I watched like 2 seconds of the YouTube video that was on the homepage, and it seemed cute already. So that's a good resource. And
what a resource! You don't even know what it is.
I did. I looked at it. There was also I mentioned this podcast in the past, but I listened to 2 really good podcasts that kind of pertain to sex, and I tried listening to Sex with Emily, and I don't really like it. First of all,
I've never listened to them.
I've listened to that podcast a few times, and every time I listen to it, she says something that's just like so naive, or like she says like she doesn't know I don't know. She like doesn't do her research.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I just like don't really like it. But it's fine. Sex with Emily is fine if you like it. But there's Shameless Sex, which is really good.
That's like the best one for like sexual education.
Yeah, that's a really, really good one. And then I'm sure there's also lots of other YouTubes, but there's this podcast called Guys We Fucked. And they interview a lot of different kinds of people, like porn stars. If you listen to like the first episodes, it's guys that they fucked. But they branch out into like porn stars, sex workers, people who have had abortions, people who are
recently transitioned.
Yeah, recently transitioned. So their latest episode was a trans female.
Yes.
Is that how
I guess. Male that turned female.
Yeah, so she was male, and now she's transitioned to female, and
apparently a really hot one.
Yeah,
that's all I
did look at the pic. I followed her on Instagram. She is attractive, and wasn't as attractive as a male, so she changed for the better. That episode was really, really good. It was super informative, awesome. And she was really funny and interesting.
Yeah, that's the thing is like with that podcast, I feel like they make everything super positive,
and it's just like real questions and that real people would have.
So like they make everything a little bit lighter, and so I feel like it's easier to listen to, not only talk about.
Yeah, like, it's a good one. I like that one. Yeah. Okay, so tell one person was the next. tip, which you don't necessarily agree with.
No.
Okay. Tell one person. I think it's fine. I think it's like helpful to start with one person.
I mean,
especially if it's like it's something serious, like you're not like that coming out as poly and like bisexual is not serious, but something like more like life-changing, maybe like I'm transitioning to another sex or something like that. You might want to tell one person first to see, and like someone you're super, super close with that you trust. Like, I feel like the first person who knew about everything was you and Daniel, because you guys
were in it.
Yeah. And I trust both of you very much. And so like that was you were the people I got to tell. But I have to turn off my sound. Oh well. Okay, so what do you think about that?
I think it's good to start off with one person, but I think what's really important just in general is to, I don't know how to word this. Okay.
Silence is good for videos. At least they can see us.
Yeah. So cute. Anyways, I think it's really important to like hold your own, because I feel like if you tell one person, that first person is going to be somebody that you really trust and that you're really emotionally connected to, and so you're kind of going to like confide in them a little bit, and I feel like their reaction or the things that they say could possibly influence how you come out to like the rest of your friends or the rest of your family or whatever it is. So that kind of happened to me. So I just think that you just have to be like really aware that other people are not going to agree with you. That like goes into like the other ones a little bit, so I'm sorry. But,
it's okay.
Like some people aren't going to agree with you and some people are, and so like don't let anyone push you to like come out to more people.
Don't feel pressure.
Yeah, but like also don't like get discouraged if you tell one person and they like completely flip a shit.
Oh yeah, that would be bad if the one person you tell like doesn't react well.
That goes along with the other thing that I was talking about, like about the environment. Like if you don't feel comfortable in your environment, you're not going to thrive. So it kind of applies to this too, where like you're not going to thrive and you're not going to be able to like expose yourself and like come out to the world and like be happy and be who you are if you're not comfortable. So yeah.
So find even if it's not one person, I would say like find a community, like a place that you feel supported, where you can at least be yourself in one area, one aspect, one place in your life where you can be who you are.
Yeah.
And like small. Even in the 60s, they found like the Stonewall Inn, even though it was raided, you know, like people found places to be themselves. And even in really, really small towns, there was like one place where you can be you. So find that place and feel supported there when you need it. And then the second one also, I guess, kind of pertains to small towns, because this is not the second tip. Anyway, the next one is make sure it's worth the risk. Since I got some of these tips from the UK, it said on there that you will be protected at your school, your university, or your workplace, but that's actually not true in the United States. As I mentioned in last week's episode, I talked a lot about LGBT politics, so if you haven't watched it, go on to positivepussy.live and watch it. But only 22 states protect against discrimination based on sexual orientation and gender identity, and then 2 other states protect against only sexual orientation, so not gender identity. So if you're in a state that might not have these protections, so Texas, I think I was mentioning North Carolina,
South Dakota.
I did post a map on, and I'll post it again as the resources for this video. But it's really good. You can click on like housing, education, workplace. And the stats that I just gave were just for the workplace. But if you're coming out as like a transgender person in like North Carolina, for example, you're not going to have a lot of protection against discrimination at work, in like housing, getting a job, like keeping your job, stuff like that. So just make sure like where you are safe physically from harm, and like safe from like any financial harm, like losing your job or something like that because of coming out. Like make sure that it's worth the risk wherever you are. And I think that it's really sad that I would have to say that, but like it's true. Like some people are still getting like physically injured, murdered, like laid off, like being denied housing, like just because of like who they are and like what life they choose to have, which is insane. So my best advice is to like go somewhere with a big city. Like, I know it's sad and I know that it's like hard, but like if you look at the map, I'm sure there's a state nearby or something, somewhere you can go and like try to move your life to that place where they'll accept you, because like it is a lot harder. But also maybe we can just change the laws. That would be great too. Maybe,
but either way, it's going to take a while.
Yeah, like start being active in politics and maybe like try to change things in your local area so that when you do choose to come out, you can do it safely.
Yeah.
So yeah, make sure it's worth the risk. In some places you will be protected. So like if you live in California, you'll be protected. So don't worry about your job. Don't worry about that. But in some states, like that is a legit concern and that sucks. But just make sure you know where the laws are in your place. So yeah. The next tip. Some people do have negative experiences. So just like, I guess this kind of pertains to the last one, but some people aren't going to react the way you want them to, and things might not be like, you might not feel better after coming out, and that's fine. Like there are negative things that go, and that's life. And as long as you have like a safety net and just like make sure you have like some support, like if you're coming out to your parents and you're still like relying on them for support, like make sure you have like some sort of backup for that. And like honestly, like it sucks, but sometimes you just have to prepare for the worst and like hope for the best. And if you really feel like coming out is like not worth that risk too, then like I honestly, it's just like it sucks, but
you just have to like evaluate where you are and where you
have to
like
be. Figure out what's best for you and like your life and your safety and like your needs and stuff.
Because it's not going to be easy no matter what.
Yeah.
Like there's going to be somebody that's against you. There's going to be something that happens to you that like, I don't know, doesn't make you feel good, and it's going to happen. So you have to prepare yourself for that. But
there's always fear and anxiety, and like that's why they say like read other people's coming out stories, because like maybe you feel like you have it really hard or really bad, but maybe someone had like even a hard time or some similar situations and like they handled it in a way you didn't even think of or something, like whatever. I think that can be useful. And then the last one before the cliche one is give people time.
Yeah.
So you had stuff to say about that one.
Yeah. We're going to share stories, I guess, later.
Oh, okay.
But yeah. I don't know. Yeah. People will warm up to it. It's difficult. But, like, I think that once people understand that, like, you're being yourself.
And you're, like, the same person.
Yeah. That's really hard for people to understand. For some reason, people think that, like, you, like, I don't know, like, okay.
Go ahead.
I can't like say this in a vague way, but I don't know. Like when I told my parents, or I guess my mom, I don't think she told my dad. I really hope she didn't, because I didn't tell him. So that would be weird. Anyways, but like when I told my mom, when I told my friends, like I guess they like don't really realize that like before you told them, after you told them, you haven't really changed like in the span of a minute, you know?
Yeah.
Like you don't like people expect you to just like, I don't know, like fall through the ground and just like a new person drops out of the sky.
I'm coming out.
Yeah.
Now I have no ears.
Yeah, like that doesn't fucking happen, first of all. So I think people have a really tough time with that. So again, prepare yourself. But people do warm up to it. Like my life is getting better. Yeah. It's getting easier.
And just like give people time. It might be a surprise too. And I like
don't drop things on people. I have a lot to say about that too, because I did that and that was not a good idea. But yeah.
How do you prepare? Okay, well the last one, the last tip is to just start once you've come out, take a deep breath.
Start living
your best life. Like you're out now, you're doing the right thing because you're being yourself. You're not lying to anyone. You're not lying to yourself. You're not hiding part of your life. You're doing it. Yeah. You're being you. So live your life. Do you do you?
There's Yeah. Anyways.
Okay, so now we can talk about our...
I have something to say.
Okay, sorry. I thought you were going to... Okay.
No.
Go ahead.
As cheesy as it is... Shut up. As cheesy as it is, there is, like... Once you're, like, out and open about something, there's less of, like, that mental suppression.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so much easier to be yourself.
Yeah.
And... yeah. That's all I have to say. Sorry, it was really anticlimactic. But it's okay.
All right. So, sharing coming out stories.
You can go first.
Okay, mine's short, so I'll just talk about it real quick. So, I didn't really come out to anybody. Like, I wasn't like in a closet and then I opened it and I was like, surprise, I'm poly and bisexual.
Yeah.
But my mom knows everything about me, and I'm gonna have her on the show because she knows so much to the point where it's like scary. And I tell her everything, and so she knew about it step by step. So there was never like coming out to her. It was like she was there for the journey. And
just like you didn't have to come out to me.
Yeah, and I didn't like really come out to any of my friends. Like I didn't come out to my best friend Sydney, who I haven't like. I just like she just like she was there along for the journey too. Like I just told her as it happened. Like this was happening, now this is happening, and like now here I am, and this is it. Like, yeah. And then everybody else, I just posted on the internet a picture of all of us, and I was like, this is my poly family. Well, I've never like explicitly been like I'm polyamorous and bisexual, but I've posted pictures of you and me, like this is my girlfriend. Posted pictures of all three of us, like this is my family, and like so people can kind of put it together. But my aunt, so I posted a video of you and me on Reddit one time, and my aunt texted me, and she was really cryptic, and she was like, hi, I just wanted to say, small world, welcome to the dark side, something like that. And she was like, I was on Reddit today, and I was like, oh no. I literally have never posted on Reddit before except to sell my underwear. And like this was the first time I posted on Reddit in my whole life. And she found it and was like, I saw you on Reddit and I saw you and a girl on the polyamory Reddit page. And I was like, oh shit. But then she was on the polyamory Reddit page, so of course she also had to come out to me and be like, well, I'm also poly. But I was like, I came out to her at that point as like a bisexual, because I was like, oh, I'm bisexual, I have a girlfriend, I have a boyfriend, and we're poly. So that's like my only story of me like explicitly coming out and being like, this is it. Because everyone else just already like knew as it happened, and then like or saw on the internet. So
yeah,
I didn't have that moment. Not like you did.
No.
Go ahead.
I don't really know where to start. Well, the first person I told was my mom.
You could talk louder than that. Don't whisper.
Sorry. I did tell my mom. And my mom did not take it very well. Basically, what I said was that I had a girlfriend, and that Daniel has a girlfriend as well, and it happens to be the same person. And I just said it like really badly.
I didn't even know that. That's what you said.
I just said it really badly. It happens
to be the same person.
She was really confused. I had to like repeat myself in a couple of different ways. Because I really didn't think about it. Because like I was really stressed out. Like, yeah. And I was like really freaked out about like telling my friends.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, you came out to your friends too, like, didn't you?
Shortly afterwards.
Oh, so the first person you told was your mom.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah. But then I was like, I need advice, and I was like freaking out. I think I had like a really bad day for like some stupid reason. I don't know. But then I was like also freaking out about like telling my friends, and I was like, Mom, I need advice, but I like need to tell you stuff first. And then I said that, and she was like, what? So then I like talked for like another minute, and like, I think you're being stupid, and I think that this isn't your idea. And like,
well, I mean,
lots of other things. Yeah. It wasn't good. I cried a lot. But it was, she didn't cry. I don't think she was mad either. I think she was just like...
Maybe she did. You weren't there, were you? In person?
No, it was over the phone. That was the other thing. Don't do it over the phone. That was really dumb. Yeah, and like I did have more conversations with her about it. Yeah, and like I don't know. We're like working on it. Yeah, she met Maggie the other day.
Yeah, I met her.
She's really sweet when it's everyone.
She was nice to me. So it's like coming along. Like
yeah,
it's not.
We've had some rough patches. She called me some things. Yeah, but it's okay. But yeah, anyways, she was the first person that I told.
And you feel better.
I feel better. I think she's... Yeah. I'm not really sure what's going on there, to be honest, but I think it's working.
So as you can see, it's always a journey.
Yeah. It's not going to happen overnight. And like... Well, okay, sorry.
Keep going.
This was a long story for me.
It's okay.
I told one of my best friends in the car. So it was in person. It wasn't over the phone this time, but it did not go as well as it could have as well. Yeah, but she was really, really supportive, and she like kind of had figured it out a little bit. And she was kind of mad at me for like not telling her earlier. And my two friends like talked about it together before they talked about it with me, which that's okay too. That's fine. And then I told my other friend, like my other best friend, like 2 weeks later. It took me a really long time to tell her. I don't really know why. I think I was really scared of her, to be honest, because she's really opinionated and like I love her so much and she's like awesome. But like sometimes I get really scared. Yeah, I told her, and she was like the most supportive one out of everyone. She was like, "Yes, she's sex!" The one you were like, more afraid of. Yeah, and she was like the best, and that's like the person that I kind of like talk to just in general about.
Yeah, so I think you can find tips in there also for people who are being came out too.
Yeah, yeah.
So like if someone tells you, like, don't be mad at them for not telling you sooner, because it's like their journey. Like, they don't have to tell you. They didn't even have to tell you when they did.
Like, okay, that's the thing is, like...
Do you need me to throw this fluff away? There's some fluff on my floor, which is dirty.
I was really concerned about it. I don't know if you saw it. Yeah, I think... What were you talking about? I got so distracted by this fluff.
Came out too, yeah.
Yeah. That needs to be talked about just in general. I think, like, I don't know, everybody's gonna have judgments and prejudices and whatever, but like just in general, you can't like be negative to the person back. Like, they trusted you so much to like tell you about like something so significant to them. Like, this is a huge part of your identity. It doesn't mean that you changed as a person, but it is like a huge part of your identity. So being mad at someone for that, like, that's not okay.
Yeah. It's like, it's not about you, it's about them, and it's just like,
yeah, and
you don't know if they just wanted to have someone to tell, and it's like, you should just be honored that they trusted you with information. And
and you can process it in your own way.
Yeah,
you have to accept it because, like, I don't know, it's happening and it's not you, it's a different person.
And
you
if
can't
like
change their mind.
I'd say if you wanted to react, like, process it in your own way by yourself, like, not in front of that person, if it's something you really need to like take in.
Exactly. And like if it's like something that's so against your morals or your beliefs, like, that's understandable, but you can't like treat that person badly because they trusted you so much to tell them, like, you know,
Well, I think we did some good work here today. We talked a lot about all the stuff, but I'm really excited because I'm also coming out as positive pussy.
Yeah,
this is me. Hello, my name is also Maggie.
There used to be a sign, but
I used to have a sign, but Daniel destroyed them. So if you know me personally in my personal life, that's cool.
Hello.
If not, I like to talk about sex on the internet, and I try to give very informative, factual information
She does a lot of research
about all facets. Okay, now you're not going to trust me, but I swear I do research. So watch some of my other videos, and I hope everyone had an amazing Pride Month. And
it's been a good one. It was our birthday month too.
Yeah, our birthdays were in this month, and
birthdays.
Yeah,
nice.
I hope that everyone has learned something this month, and I hope that everyone is inspired to just be themselves. And I hope that, what did I write? To respect others who are also being themselves.
Yeah. Go support people.
Yes.
Go be a happy person and make other people happy.
I'm really excited about next week. No. That was it. You could add to it, of course. I wrote this 20 seconds and I said, respect others who are being themselves. So next week,
what?
I'm doing an episode on BDSM.
No way!
I'm doing a really in detail episode. That's what I was talking about earlier when I was mumbling. But I'm gonna wear some outfits, not being super scantily clad or anything, but I will have some stuff on, so be prepared.
I don't know what's happening.
I'm really excited, but I'm gonna have to do a lot of research. So this weekend I'm staying home and I'm gonna be just looking stuff up and getting really good information for all you pussies. So I'll see you pussies next week.
Yeah.
And wear me out of here. Is there anything else you wanted to say before we end?
Oh shit. Put me on the spot real fast. No. Just be happy.
Yeah. Go out there and be prideful. Pride Month. Oh, we should play the song again.
Sparkles. Wear lots of glitter. That's
I'm going to play it.
Okay.
Play.
You can dance. I'm just gonna
We're coming out.
Okay. All right. Bye.
I'm me out of here. Bye, pussies.